Hello, good morning. My hair looks like this, which is not ideal. I just literally just took it out of a bottle. It was kind of damp and I left it in a whatever it's called, in a bun, and this is what it did. Just became this. It was not intentional. And I'm dropping some stuff off at my hairdresser's today, so of all the times for my hair to really look terrible, today is not it. I'll deal with that in a minute. So yesterday I did my makeup. I didn't put anything at all underneath my base, and it looked so good. It looked good anyway, but then it like looked good throughout the day. It lasted really well, so I'm excited because I feel like this is just going to be like my new favorite base. It's the NARS Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. So, you know, it's always exciting when you find something that works for your skin, because I feel like as you get older, your skin changes constantly and you're always having to learn like what looks nice. My mom frequently asks me, you know, what should I use for this? What should I use for that? If she wants to wear makeup, because she doesn't wear it on a regular basis. And so she kind of wants just like a makeup bag that she can rely on as and when she decides that she wants to go out and actually put some makeup on. And I find that really, really difficult. The base part is hard. It's really difficult to recommend to somebody else, oh, this is amazing, you'll love it, because everyone's skin's so different. Even my own skin, it feels like every 6 months I have to learn again, oh, this doesn't work for me anymore. And currently, right now, this just works. So I'm going to my hairdresser because she very kindly offered to have some of our stock in the salon for clients. She offered this before and I didn't take her up on it because I just thought, you know, people say things, people offer things and they don't really mean it. So I thought I'll let her off that, you know. It was really, really kind of her. But she offered this when we first launched, which was like last July. And then she's mentioned it a couple of times and I was like, oh, it makes me feel kind of uneasy. She's literally not getting anything out of it. She is just doing it out of the kindness of her heart, and they just didn't want to feel put upon. And then this week she asked if we had any of the Mother's Day sets left, and that like if we had any, she could sell them for us effectively. And I said to Karen, like, it comes a point where you can't say no. Like, you have to take people up when they actually offer to help you. So we put together a box last night. I went to Karen's and we were kind of like boxing things up and getting everything ready, and we've put a box of stuff together for the girls in the salon and for my hairdresser who owns the salon, to just like take what you want from this box, and then a box of stock. And if they sell nothing, we're totally fine with that. It's just a really, really kind offer in the first place. And I was saying to Karen, like, I find it really, really uncomfortable to accept because people aren't that nice. Like, kindness is hard to accept because we're not used to it. This is the stock box. She's even put like bags and stuff in. Karen did when we were putting this stuff together. Look at these match pots. How cute are these? I just think they are adorable. They are not available yet. We just did. In fact, let me show you. I did like a really rudimentary. Is it in this bag? A rudimentary calendar thing last night while we were sat together, because we don't often like sit in the same room and sort this out. It's usually via text. I made like a calendar of the year. Like, what are we going to do? What do we want to launch? Because this way we won't go too heavy with like, oh, we want to launch this and just get carried away. And then it comes to like June and we've already launched everything for summer. So we've spread everything out. And we also were able to kind of be like, oh, remember that thing, and write everything down. Because we're full of ideas, and then it comes to like 2 weeks before like an event and we go, oh, we should do something for this. Oh, do you remember that thing we were going to do? So we're super prepared. Like, I've just ordered some postcards to go into like a celestial, we've got a zodiac collection, and like, if you do our Christmas Advent, we're going to use those kind of boxes, because there's 12, to do like a slightly pared down version of that. for the Zodiac collection. So I ordered some postcards with, here's the information for all the scents, yesterday. And they're like, if you had the Christmas collection, I was looking at the postcards yesterday. It's in here, it's in here. This, I don't know if it'll come up on camera very well, but this was what we did at Christmas. Oh, look at that. It's got a shimmer to it. It's like a pearl cardstock, but in real life, it's got actual, like, it's a real shimmer. So beautiful. So yeah, one of these, but it's going to be the zodiac signs. And some people will be excited to see this, but that's still in the, it's not going to be online yet. It's not going to be online yet. Right. I'm going to go and drop this stuff off. And I'll be back. I'm waiting for a couple of things to be delivered, but I'm hoping that the order of my like casting stuff comes today and I can make some wood jars. And I've never not been able to park directly outside my hairdresser's. It is like on a main road, but still. Oh, of all the days I had big boxes. I ended up taking 2 of the 3 boxes, which was probably for the best, to be honest. Maybe overkill. But yeah, it's exciting, but like I said in the beginning, it's like when somebody does something really nice for you for nothing, it's not comfortable feeling. It should be a comfortable feeling. It's a bit like accepting a compliment. It should be a comfortable feeling because we should all be used to people being really kind to us all the time. But we're not. So when someone offers to do something for you, you're like, but she's so lovely, and I'm going to try and relax into it and think it's an exciting opportunity for more people to try out things. Okay, I'm back home. I've got my full fat Coke and I'm going to make myself a snack. This is the only situation in which I would eat squirty cheese. I don't consider myself to be a food snob, but squirty cheese is like next level. But Primula is the exception to the rule. I think that this kind of is like, if you said to me, would you like to eat spaghetti in a can? I'd be like, no, that sounds gross. But I grew up on spaghetti hoops and spaghetti bolognese from Heinz, and so I know that they're delicious, and I don't think that they're gross. But the concept is really gross, and I think that that is the same as this. I remember that this is good, and so I don't question it. Also, do you think that there are people who actually like to be called snobs? Like, that identify as snobs and like take it as a source of pride? I've just been busy filming some videos. I've just come to like put them all on the computer to edit them before I start work, and Laura, my hairdresser, has sent me a video of how she's laid everything out in the salon, and honest to God, I could have cried. It all looks so nice. I'm like, people aren't nice anymore. This is why it's so, like, what? I'm sharing something out that is really weird, but a part of my life that is a strange little addition to my editing process that is like an earworm, right? So years and years and years and years ago, probably 13 years ago, I read a mean comment on a forum that said, I smack my lips together before I talk. And I recognised what they were talking about. And for 13 years, I have been editing out the sound initially before I start talking. And that little like, at the beginning of every single clip, of every vlog and every video ever since. Not normal, is it? Are there things that I've gotten into, like nail polish? I cannot have chip. You will be hard pressed to find me with chip nail polish, like very rarely. I mean, you know, it's always going to happen, but very rarely. If I've got chip nail polish, I will, at my earliest possibility, remove that nail polish. Because when I was a kid, my auntie, who was the one who like inspired me in all ways, makeup and beauty, told me that it was like, I don't know what she said it was, but it was clearly a negative thing to have chip nail polish. I don't remember her saying like, it's this, but it was like, definitely you can never have chip nail polish. And that was just like in me. It's why I don't wear a lot of nail polish, because to me, then it's like immediately I'm waiting for it to chip and then I've got to take it off immediately. You know, it's like a job. How do these things manage to bury their way into our brains in such a permanent way, and the positive stuff doesn't? It's dinner time. I'm watching I'm watching Grey's Anatomy because, of course, who doesn't watch Grey's Anatomy while they eat their dinner, is 7 o'clock. So it's kind of like my lunch break.
I know exactly.
What do you mean?
You were coming out this morning.
Oh yeah, well we're only walking to B&Q. Anyway, it's been a couple of days. It was Thursday night when I was last vlogging and it went later than usual, and Friday I was working in the office. So Saturday, what did we do yesterday? Not a lot of anything. And now it's Mother's Day. So I went with Lee to IKEA on Friday night and he got me some storage for Mother's Day. And now we're going to B&Q and I need to go and get some screws and roll plugs to attach it to the wall.
Well, you are, I'm not. I can't do it.
No, to me to attach it to the wall. Found what I was looking for. Got a new drill bit, which is exciting. Right, we're back. So flipping rainy today, you know. Look at the state of this room. I've got all the clothes off this rail because I'm going to hang the storage thing here. We'll see. So I've got about an hour before we go out for lunch for Mother's Day. And I thought I'm going to just make a start because the first part of this, kind of like a shelving rack system. So you buy these, I want to call them trusses. I don't even know. This thing that goes on the wall and then everything connects to that. Now, it did have a separate piece that you could buy, which I just disagree with on principle because it was like a horizontal piece that went on the wall, like that you then connected this to. But as far as I can see, looking at it and looking online, the only purpose of that is to keep it level. And I would be buying something, I'd buy so many, there was like 20 quid's worth of these strut things. And I was just like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to wing it, as is usually my way, try and get these straight on the wall. I need to have them exactly the right width apart so that I can put these shelving things on them. It could be a terrible idea that I didn't buy those things. This could all come down and I could have to go back and buy those, but 20 quid. Right, so I did measure correctly, however. I thought I had more leeway than I did. And when I put it up, I left a space here next to this. And I thought I had like maybe 10 centimeters to play with. I really didn't, because then when I came to put the last one up against the wall, it doesn't fit. So I've hung the bracket and I'm going to buy a smaller shelf. It's not going to fit all the way to the wall, which is annoying, but I'm going to put a different shelf. Like when I've got the shelves here on the wall, I'm going to put some more shelves further up there. So, you know, whatever. But these were actually really, really simple to put together, even without that top rail. Waste of money. They were really simple to put together. So I've hung, they're like half size rails. You can get much longer ones. And I'm planning on putting these pretty much to the top and then getting another set so that I can have like 2 shelves and 2 rows of clothes. That's the plan. And then I'm going to get rid of this. So the last one will be here and the rows of clothes will be here. And I'll still have this unit, but the clothes will be hung higher up on the wall. It's a really nice little system. Like I say, dead easy to put together. Really easy to hang on the wall. I tend to just like, let's see how this is. And it was easy even for me. It looks a bit funky because I've got that extra thing on, but I did put the, I put my, what Lee calls the bubble meter, spirit level, and it's completely straight. No one was more surprised than me. I would have just like, meh, it's fine, but it's actually straight. Who knew? So yeah, I'm going to get a short shelf that goes here, and then I'm going to get 2 more. Well, I don't need 2 more of everything because I've actually already got another one of those that I thought was going to go here, but 1 more of that. And it's Monday and I'm in a different car. I'm in a different car because my car needed to go in to be looked at because they had a few lights on the dashboard, which apparently had been on for a minute and I had not noticed. Anybody else? No, just me. Oh, I have to press that button. It's so weird driving a different car, and it's automatic and it's a hybrid, so it couldn't feel more different to my car. Anyway, let's get back in the house. It's very rainy and cold today. Also, this is the key. This is the key for the car. Feeling quite pleased with myself today because I put my wax melter on Set myself a timer for an hour because that's how long it takes to make sure that the wax is all melted and heated to the right heat. And then I went and sat down to play Stardew Valley on my Switch. And instead of just sitting there, I actually got out the walking pad. And at least for the last half an hour, I've been walking and playing it. So while this cools, in order for me to actually pour them, I'm going to do the same. Get myself back in the moving groove. Today, I'm pouring the daisy chain candles, which will be released for Easter week. I think maybe next week. Time is getting away from me at the moment, it really is. Okay, so much stuff since we last spoke. I've been making jars. So these are the spring summer. I think we're going to do daisy chain in this as like a special edition. These are just our regular stone jars. Then these ones are for the Palm Springs collection, which is going to come in the summertime. And I'm undecided right now as to, right now we've only got 2 scents. So I'd like to do 3, but if it's 2, it's 2. I'm undecided whether or not I want to do 2 matching, because I'm going to do sets for the summer collection. We'll do them in the glass and the melts and everything else as well. But I would love your feedback on this. I love this jar so much. If it was the same size as this one, which this is how it goes when you hand pour things don't always work out perfectly spherical. It's not a sphere, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so if they were the same size, but they're not, so I can't do that as a set. It just doesn't work. So it's going to have to be like 2 of those, 2 or 3 of these. Do we think same colour, so 2 mint, and then 2 that look like this, or maybe a mint version of this and this kind of peachy colour, and then this mint one and like a peachy colour of this. Right now we've got a pina colada scent and I'm working on a mojito. I'm working on it. Just, you know, doesn't always work out that way, but I'm working on it. I'm also collecting all of the pastel chips. I'm like making additional sheets to break up into chips. So then I'm going to make some, what's the word? Some trays that will be kind of like, they've kind of got like Easter colours to them, but I'm not sure I'll have them ready in time for Easter because it's soon. Also, the dishwasher repairman came again with a new part that was like, this is going to fix the dishwasher. It's not. Apparently we need a new dishwasher, so excellent. I also got a phone call from the garage. My car needs some bits doing to it. Oh, it's like I'm in a little, what's name? My car needs some things doing to it. Where can I prop you up for a second? Oh, that's quite a nice little prop. Yeah, needs a few things doing to it. So I'm not going to have my car back till possibly tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't love, this is a nice car, don't get me wrong. I don't know what it is. It's a Renault something. Possibly a Clio because it's a little one, but really, really nice inside. But I don't like the low down. I like to feel like I'm like sitting on top, you know? I don't like when you get in the car and you're like, I'm like down here. I don't like the in the car feeling. I like to feel like I'm on, you know? If you know, you know. Flash forward, Lee went and collected some stuff from IKEA for me to complete this. I am completely in love with this whole system. So this is all the clothes that I had on that rack. I've got more rail plus all that rail upstairs. Upstairs, up there, in the upper deck of the wardrobe, if you will. So I'm going to put all of the like t-shirts and stuff up there, like jackets, things that I don't wear all the time. And then at the very top, I can put like bags and shoes and the world is my oyster. It's just such a great use of space since we've got really high ceilings for a new build house. I am nervous that it will all collapse overnight. So I'll keep you posted on that one because I am going to overload them. But so far so good. Just taken Ella to another theory test. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. On the way there, we did hear A Whole New World on the radio. And I have never heard that song on the radio in my life. I'm not sure who was singing it, but in my life. And we were only listening to the radio because I couldn't figure out how to play music. And I sat outside waiting just for a minute to make sure she didn't run back and be like, take me home. And I finally figured out how to do CarPlay. So the journey home was better, but yeah, it's weird driving that car. It's weird. Also, when I step out of it, I feel like I'm like stepping up onto the pavement. And it's the next day. Also, seriously, I actually had to put that there's nothing going on that shelf at the top. That shelf at the top is a pointless shelf. But once I hung everything up, I realised there was not really enough space for the clothes. But now I've got space underneath these clothes down here. So this is where I can put shoes and bags. It's fine, it's fine. But I've got 2 full... Oh, I just love it. I love it so much. Cannot recommend this system enough. It was so simple to put up. If I'm speaking loudly, it's because I've got headphones on. I'm recording a podcast today. We're going to try. I know. But this is with someone new. This is with a candle maker that I have been watching for ages. And we've kind of chatted about stuff. And he said he was going to do some kind of podcast episodes to his candle vlog. I'll link him below because he's got some, I mean, it's very specific to candle making, but I find him really interesting because I'm candle making. But you guys might find him interesting as well because it is kind of just like vlogs. Some of the stuff, especially Christmas time, it was just vlogs. But there is a candle making focus. But I don't know. I find it interesting to watch people do things that aren't necessarily things I'm doing. So maybe you will too. So he was going to do that. And I said, well, why don't we try and do this podcast together? Rather than do like set episodes on a YouTube thing that he was going to do, because then we can be kind of competitors talking and sharing, and that's kind of a niche, right? People don't necessarily openly discuss their process, but especially like directly with a competitor, so I thought that might be a fun thing. So we're going to do our first test today, and just the same as with smoke and matches, I can't keep myself accountable to anything. If I'm not like feeling it, if I'm not getting some kind of like dopamine hit from the thing, I'm just going to stop doing it. So I need one other person to keep me accountable so that, well, I can't give up because the amount of times I would have given up on this candle journey is insane. There have been times where I just feel like this is not worth the effort. This is so much and I don't want to do it. And I can't give up because Karen is relying on me not to give up. And then the same works for her. There are days where I'm sure she's like, I don't want to pack all these orders. But she can't give up. And it's just a good job we don't live together because one day that might sync up and we might just pack it all in. But all that is to say, yes, I'm starting another podcast. In theory, we're going to do this test day. We'll see. It might not necessarily be your vibe, but that's what I'm doing today. And I think I'm going to wrap up the podcast. I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. Because as soon as we finish this, I'm going to start editing. This went on way longer than I anticipated. I thought this was going to be like a Thursday, Friday vlog, and it's Tuesday. So it's almost a week. But you guys said you wanted longer vlogs. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. It was a real random one. We started off with me dropping off the candle stuff at the salon, which, by the way, I still don't know. I haven't messaged her. I don't know whether or not we've sold anything. I've got an appointment at the end of the month when, by the way, I think I'm going to have a major haircut. I'm really feeling it. I'm thinking like, we'll see. I sent her a picture and she was like, oh, this is the thing with my hairdresser specifically. I have to kind of like ease her in. She's just, I know she's trying to make it so that I don't regret things, and I'm quite impulsive. So in a lot of ways, I need that in someone. I need someone to kind of rein me in and stop me from doing crazy things on a whim. But if I tell her like weeks out and I start sending her like, I think I'm going to do this, and by the time I'm there, she's like, okay, she's not just woken up today and decided to cut all her hair off. So yeah, we'll see. It's on Good Friday, my appointment. So if I do, I will of course take you with me. But then I'll find out whether or not we made any sales, which is also exciting. And also the theme in the beginning was like kindness as well. Like people aren't kind anymore, which I have witnessed so much of since that day that I was talking about it. Online. Oh my God. Not to me directly, but like, I feel like I have to limit myself to comment sections now. I have to just stop opening comment sections of Instagram because it is uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm like, stop. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to be involved in this conversation. Just let people argue. Let people say mean things but I can't, it's hard. So yeah, still stands what I said in the beginning. It's uncomfortable people being kind because we are not used to it, which is a sad state of affairs. But rather than looking at it as a sad thing, I'm going to look at it as, isn't she a lovely, lovely human?